Hello everyone. In my earlier videos, I have covered what is content fragment as well as what is HTTP APIs, basically for assets. Uh, in this video, I am going to cover how can we utilize those HTTP APIs, basically asset APIs for content fragment. Now, when we are saying for content fragments, basically those APIs are valid for CRUD operations. I will also talk about server side APIs. Basically within our AEM system, if you want to maybe add content fragment or maybe we want to do some manipulation to CF, how can we use the server side APIs? So if we just see the Adobe documentation, these are the asset APIs available for content fragment. So basically we can get the CF, we can post, we can create a new content fragment, or maybe we can update part of metadata in content fragment, we can delete the content fragment. In this video, what I will do, I will just use Postman and we'll see how can we use these APIs. Okay, so I will start with the get CF, get content fragment. Okay, what is required here? If we just see this documentation, API documentation, what we need is we just need to pass the content fragment parent path and the name of the CF, as in what CF we want to create. Sorry, this is for get, so we just need to pass the parent path and just the content fragment name. So in this one, this is a get call, and this is the API path. This is the API path, API assets, and after that we just need to pass the folder name is in which the content fragment is there. So I will just show where I have created a content fragment. So inside assets, DAM, so this is my folder where I have created the content fragment. So basically after AEM assets, it will be start after this DAM. So this will be my parent path. And slash, and then we just need to add the content fragment name. So for example, if I just want to get the new CF, right? So I will just pass that. Maybe I should open CRXT. Yeah, so content DAM, and then this one I want to pick new CF. So this will be path and don't JSON. And in authorization, it is basic authentication. I will just pass admin as it's a local one. But if, for example, if it is not admin, we can actually, since it's a HTTP API and maybe non-native application is also using the same API, what we can do, we can create a basic authorization header. So basically, though online there are options available through which we can create basic authorization header. So for example, if I'll just pass admin, we can create this basic authorization header using Postman as well. We can create, if we just pass username and password, we just update the request. Within header, we can see the authorization key is updated with basics and then space. So this is my authorization header. I can just pass it to another non-native AIM application and they can authorize this request and then can maybe get the data or post the data. So those APIs will work. Okay, and after this, nothing else. Authorization is done, and we can just click on this send button, and here we can see all the data as in related to that content fragment. Okay, similar way, this is a get call. We can also create content fragment. So here as well, I'm just using basic authorization using username and password, and in header I'm just setting what is the type of content type. Basically this is just application in JSON, and same way asset API assets, and then the parent path, and basically the new content fragment what we want to make, and inside body we need to send what basically data. So basically what is the model for that content fragment. So for in my case, this is the model I have created, so I'm just passing that only. So how can we check it? There is a way, as in using CRXT we can go to particular, so it's inside this configuration, CFAM Tech Talk, settings DAM CFM models, and this one. So we can just copy this path and put it here. Okay, and then the title of the CF and the description. We can add other properties as well. Basically, if you want to add another metadata, as in whatever data types we have added in the CF, we can add here. So basically, authorization, in header content type, and body. In body, this CQ model is mandatory because as in this model will be utilized while creation of content fragment. Okay, I will just add a new one, maybe 4. This is the name of the new content fragment, and then it says it's created. Let's just refresh. So it will be created under content DAM. So I will just refresh it. Yeah, it's created. So there are other APIs also available, like put if you want to update any of the content fragment. So for example, now it's created. If I just try to send it again, it's okay. So there are other APIs, delete as well as put also available. Similar way we can use them. Okay, so this is one thing, but within our EM application, if you want to create content fragment, so for that purpose we have APIs available. Let me just show you. Yeah, where I'm using this, just a minute. Yeah, so here what I'm doing is I just have one method, create content fragment, and in this one I'm just creating a new resource resolver. So again, the same thing I have explained it as in how can we create a resource resolver using subservice, but just a quick glance on it, how we are doing it. We have created a system user, and using this subservice we are creating a resource resolver. Okay, and inside the try method what I'm doing, basically yes, this is the one what we have created. Yes, so this is our model, and parent resource is nothing but where we want to create this new content fragment. So it's a DAM folder. Okay, and then what we are doing, using this content fragment API, we are just passing the parent resource, the name of the new content fragment, and some description, and later on we can set metadata as well as entities. Then finally we are just committing the resource resolver. Okay, so let's do it. What I will do, I will just maybe for demo we'll save it at the same place. Let me just install it. It's deployed. And I have configured this service on one page. Let me just open that page, and the page will actually trigger this service, because from my ceiling model I am just hitting this service. So let me just open that page. Maybe I will just enable the debugger. And let's have a debugger point here. I will just open that page. So this should trigger the debugger. One thing to note here, basically this create fragment method, this is available after 6.3.3 uberjar. So if you are using previous version, you have to upgrade your uberjar, because lower version we don't have this create fragment method. Let's just wait for another few seconds. It should be page is refreshing. Yeah, it's here. So let me just execute it. Maybe I'll just put a debugger here and let me just execute it one time. Yeah, it's done. Looks good. So let me go to this path and see if a new content fragment is created with this name, new CF4 demo. Yeah, so it's created. Okay, so two ways. One way is the server side. How can we use resource resolver and then we can access assets and then we can create content fragment. Another one is the asset API, either from your native AEM application or from outside environment. You can actually perform those CRUD operations. So this is how we can use them. So that's it in this video, and I hope it will be useful for you. If you have any question or comment, just use the comment box. Thank you so much for watching.